on meth, so these people collect things like 45 lawnmowers, it fries the brain, and they are your mass murderers. They're the ones that axing people up. But the black ops, I don't know, and the government, how the hell they're pulling this shit off, but there's a lot of false flags going on, and you look at them, Hillary, Bush family, millions of people killed in Iraq. And, that needs to be addressed. And now I feel like it's tripling down. We got an evil government, and then you got everybody overworked, fathers aren't home, mothers aren't home, and now the household is in an abusive environment, and these kids are growing up, and then they're abusive. And so maybe that's why I feel this is like a part of the problem. Usually in addiction, if you have parents that are addicted, the kid will be addicted. And then if the kid does not seek out, basically a healthy lifestyle, then, obviously they're going to have relationship problems, because anybody on drugs, alcohol, drugs, allows the demon in. The demon enters the subconscious. They're going to explode, implode, whatever. They're going to be angry. They're going to be yelling. They're not going to be out with the healthy kids that have learned how to channel their energy and work and be productive, and basically be active. They're going to be the ones on their bikes, in the gym, skiing, hunting, fishing, in peaceful environments. They're gonna know how to move that way. And sure, you're gonna get a lot of blah blah blah. Another word, post-traumatic syndrome. But really, when a lot of the vets they're only getting $800 a month for their disabilities and all, and this is just a crime. No one should be living below $6,000 a month. And that's the thing that we need to stop, the channeling of money. And that's, I feel, creating a lot of this. People are pissed, and they're going to, with that amount of money, with nothing in poverty, they're going to drink and do drugs and sell drugs and become homeless and blah, blah. But obviously, I have a lot of friends that are multimillionaires, and they're abusing drugs. So what the hell? A lot of it is just not using intellect. And there's another thing. In order to have a healthy family, you have to have truth. And now with the internet, there's a lot of divide, because a lot of these people cannot see through the false flags at the school shooting. They're not even going to be open to it. And they're just going to say, I just want to disagree. And so for those particular individuals they're cold shouldering and shutting you out, like, you guys say, you know what, I just really can't be around you. You just can't handle the truth. Because all they're going to do is agitate you. And they know they're agitating you by shutting you out, because they're into their little Hillary. There's no accountability for Hillary. They might be into abortion, That would give you an indication right there that they're not able to empathize with a unborn baby. This is how to see through these little evil people. And I used to be, pro-abortion, but you know what? Not so like they are, adamant. My thing was for, if someone was raped, or, obviously these young girls, and for an exceptions to the rule kind of thing. Not for the women out there having an abortion every damn year or whatever, not for the women that have basically just been prostitutes and at a higher risk of getting pregnant, or serial daters. Online dating is just out of control. Anyway, so those are some red flags. None of us are perfect, but I mean, there are some demons out there, and obviously with Pizzagate and all the pedophiles that are been exposed, and you want to say dopamine and hormones going crazy, but a lot of it is they're just loose cannons. They're dominate, manipulate, control. The only it's a form of witchcraft, by the way. The only thing that resolves all this, I mean, either go to jail, rehabilitation, or they commit suicide. That's what happens. And all I can say with these people with all these defects is, you know, they're going to have to pay $50,000 or $100 an hour for a counselor, and they're not going to want to do it. But basically send them YouTube videos, you know, of people that have admitted to it and are giving their stories, you know, and seek to the root of their dysfunction. You know, they're not for thriving friends or thriving community. They're all about them self-centered selves and, you know, using their beauty or their money to basically dominate other human beings. And obviously there's a lot of people that are luring them in that don't want to work. You know, it's easier just to get married and allow the other individual to do all the work. And yeah, it's a struggle raising kids as well as working and or sending them to a babysitter, blah, blah, blah. There's so much going on that's creating all this stress and anxiety and dysfunction. But anyways, I just want to see your opinions, and then I'll...
Okay, so that kind of gives somewhat of a summary, and then on the healthy aspect, obviously we want all of our kids investing. I would say, you know, you get $200 in the Scottrade, and then you would start to invest, and then you would from there go to Amazon or Google or YouTube, invest there, or artificial intelligence or Bitcoin or virtual reality. You definitely, you know, want to try to guide each individual into a healthy investment with their money, with those with especially those with disposable money and overspending. That would give them a guideline of a healthy bank account. The other things I would say, they say finances is like the third thing that causes divorce. There was an individual that was talking about happiness and basically indicating that stress and discomfort is the admission into happiness, and you basically can't have joy and anger at the same time. So, you know, that's fascinating. And as one goes through life, it's trying to be a MacGyver and think outside the box. You take two trees, you cut one up, you hook electrodes to them. Every time the individual walks in the room, the other tree shakes. Water has a conscience, it has a memory. Basically has ions to rejuvenate one, and that's good to know. And basically trying to ground ourselves, you know, walking around barefoot, getting in touch with the planet, you know, seems to rejuvenate the soul. And, you know, there's hidden messages of water. You take two samples, you put I hate you and I love you on a different sample, and you'll pollute the water with heavy metal music. If you had a Beethoven, you could make a nice ice crystal out of the same sample of water. So, you know, there's more going on. Tesla talked about this, about energy, electricity, patterns, vibrations, just things that we cannot see, but obviously we're interacting with. And there was a 12-year-old who was walking in the forest and noticed that the trees had a pattern and was able to come up with solar panels. So it's just thinking outside of the box and sharing this knowledge and this information, and realizing that you know, we're all connected. And you know, that's a fascinating more of the big picture with Teslas, with you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, don't let them get to you with the fear and keep with the love and the positive energy. There are a lot of judicial watchers going after a lot of these little demons in Congress and holding them accountable. And unfortunately, it's infiltrated all the way down to the schools and the sheriffs, and they've been bought off. And a lot of people are going to sell out for fame, fortune, and money. The root of all evil. So obviously, you need like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you need shelter, you need food, and self-esteem. And kindness is right up there with self-esteem, those that are kind. And be careful with the word kind, because you don't want to be an enabler. And basically, these people that have all these addictions and all, buy them a book on cocaine. Let them read how the synapse gets blocked and dopamine doesn't get released, and anybody with these, whatever addiction they have, or if they're not investing, buy them books. Bach has a good book on investing. Real simple, to the point. And that's what I would say with a lot of people. YouTube videos, plant the seed for them. Don't be hesitating, have truth in your conversations, but definitely acknowledge other people, when they're giving you advice. Don't just, keep shaking your head because you didn't spend enough time to look at a video or to listen to them, because there's a lot of alternative media out there, social media, that these people have done some really awesome research, and people are relaying what they're saying, and people are just shutting it out like there's just no way. And I would say this: all roads lead to Rome, and the great pope, the black pope, and the white pope, and the Jesuits. Lincoln wrote a letter about them, and Hitler wrote a letter about them, and they control the world leaders. There was 8 on Noah's Ark, and the tribe of Dan diverted one of the sons, and those are your world leaders. They're all related, and we have a responsibility to be in this spiritual war and hold people accountable, and we're all better off with that. And I highly recommend that we all back the Constitution, and that would at least give us a good guideline, along with the 10 Commandments and the Old King James Bible. And there's Walter Bench on YouTube videos, very good, exposing these evil elites. Eric Phelps is really good, and then just being open and putting books together, and so many other videos out there, and a lot of evidence for Jesus being the Son of God that they've tried to camouflage and cover up. And basically, to prove to people or yourself that there's a God, because we all seem to lose our way, is get a Ouija board, let the demons fly around. Noah's Ark more than likely was in Turkey. Smithsonian has covered up the giants, the Nephilim. They basically, God had the flood to wipe them out. They breed with the sons and daughters of man, and God didn't want that. He had the flood, he wiped them out. They were the fallen ones. They're called fallen angels, but Hollywood refers to them as aliens, UFOs. They're all demons. None of them are good, but they'll try to brainwash you, and that they own and control the media in Hollywood, and they're losing their control because of alternative media and all of us joining together and sharing other opinions. But you got to have that basic knowledge of how many were on